In 1997, Square Enix, known as Square at the time, released Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation, which went down as not only the best PlayStation game ever, but one of the greatest games of all time. Then during the 2000s, Square announced that a remake of the game, along with 8 and 9, were being developed for the PlayStation 2. And then things went quiet until a PlayStation 3 tech demo was shown at E3 2005. Proving that it's possible for the game to be made for next generation consoles. But then 10 years later at E3 2015, it was announced that Square Enix is doing a fully ground up remake of the game and it would be coming to the PlayStation 4 first. Now that the game is out, will the remake have something for both old and new players alike? Welcome to the HUD everyone, I'm Zacharoni, and today I'll be a waiter who will be going through some of the features the game has to offer. So without further ado, please be seated, and here are the toppings on Final Fantasy VII Remake. In the world of Gaia, which is also known as the planet in the game, lies Midgar, a city full of future tech for the rich, while the poor lives in the slums full of scrap, which is all powered by the Shinra Corporation, who also has their own private military. But what the civilians of Midgar don't realize is that Shinra's way of providing power is by draining the life force of Gaia, resulting in slowly dying the planet in the process. And I thought nuclear power plants were even worse than this. Luckily though, there is an eco-terrorist group known as Avalanche, who are fighting against Shinra to save the planet before it runs dry of its precious resource. You are Cloud Strife, a former soldier of Shinra who is now working as a mercenary that is hired by Avalanche to help them liberate the planet, even if he doesn't really care about what he's doing. But as you keep going with the story, you uncover more about Cloud's past on how he joined Shinra and why he left them to become a mercenary, who is only looking out for himself and his really big Buster Sword. Plus, there is a mysterious figure known as Sephiroth, who is haunting Cloud around every corner and encouraging him to stay out of his way in the future. The story is unchanged from the 1997 classic, but the remake adds extra moments in the game that flesh out the characters and the world a lot more. However, the big thing about the remake you should know is that the main plot is episodical, with Midgar being the first installment, while the next chapter will come in the future, given that the original had 3 discs that you have to change in certain moments in the game. Unlike the original, where it was just a turn-based RPG, the remake is now an action RPG presented in a third-person perspective instead of a top-down view, with no random encounters to interrupt the pacing. The structure is linear, where you are presented with chapters that have a straightforward path, and when you start the game up, you are presented with quick tutorials in Chapter 1 that shows you how to play. Your next destination to continue the story is highlighted in blue, and unlike the original, each chapter had its own scenario, like defeating all enemies while riding on a motorcycle, or weakening a boss by removing the right components to it, to give you a fighting chance. Then later, there are side quests in certain chapters, like clearing out certain enemies or finding a certain object in the environment, that are optional and are highlighted in green. However, if you choose to skip these quests, then they are locked out throughout the entire game, and if you try to talk to certain characters who gave you the quest earlier, then they'll just comment that the quest was already completed by somebody else. As for collectibles, you can obtain records of the original track from certain shops, and Moogle medals that can be traded for special items from certain civilians that you cannot find in other shops. In the original PS1, the game presents itself with polygon graphics mixed with the cutesy art style, but in the remake, the game now presents itself with realistic graphics that seem to be ripped out of the 2005 film sequel to the original game, Advanced Children, which is powered by Unreal Engine 4 instead of the Lumos Studio engine for Final Fantasy XV, that runs at 30 frames per second with loading times lasting around 15 seconds. Nobuto Uematsu returns to compose the redone soundtrack, with the help of Masashi Hamasu and Mitsuo Suzuki. And sorry if I didn't pronounce those names right, by the way. Previous voice casts who play certain characters in spin-offs don't reply their roles as their individual characters. Instead, it featured new actors like Cody Christen as Cloud, Britt Baron as Tifa, Brianna White as Eris, John Eric Bentley as Barrett, Erica Lineback as Jesse, Gimmery Emery as Biggs, Matt L. Jones as Wedge, and Tyler Hoagland as Sephiroth. And for options, you can alter the volume for music, sound effects, and voices, set subtitles and chat log to dialogue and speaker name or just turn it off, alter the brightness of the game, and change the language from English, French, German, and Japanese. When exploring the game at Cloud, you can interact with characters, strike at boxes covered with the Shinra logo, and can heal the party before going into a fight. But when in battle, you can attack, block, and dodge incoming attacks in real time, and you have 2 extra characters that help you out in certain chapters, but will leave your party for story reasons until you reunite with them in another chapter. However, this is not a button matcher like Nier Automata or Kingdom Hearts. The game requires you to be smart with your battles, and while you play as Cloud throughout the game, you can also switch out with the other characters that play differently from one another, like Barrett, who is good from afar with his rapid-fired machine gun. So all characters can attack one target with the square button, but holding it down allows you to attack multiple targets at once. Triangle allows you to activate characters' unique abilities that are different from one another, like Cloud, who can switch to Punisher mode that moves him more slower but have more attack power. As each character keep attacking enemies, their ATB meter will fill up, which is displayed on the bottom right corner underneath their health bars. This allows them to slow down time and do certain actions during combat, like unleashing abilities, using items to heal characters, refuel their magic meters, or cure certain conditions like sleepiness, and using spells like fire, ice, and thunder that will cost you MP, which is displayed on the bottom right corner next to their health bars. But spells and some abilities are tied to a special equipment called materia that can be found in the environment, shops, and obtained during the story. Plus, there are the summon materia that allows you to summon special companions to help you out during fights, and you can command them for a limited amount of time. Enemy variety includes monsters, machines, and humans that can be stunned if you hit them a lot or using the right spell that they are weak to, and you'll know how close you are to knock them down with the meter underneath their health bars. But if your entire party goes down, then you have the option to respawn before the encounter or at your last save you made. Finally, all characters have a limit bar that fills up when you land successful strikes with them, and once it's full, they can do a limit breaker that are super abilities, like Cloud can do a devastating attack while Aerith can heal the entire party. As you keep defeating enemies, your characters get XP to lower up their stats, and you get points that allow you to upgrade their equipped weapons, like adding attack and defense power, or slots to add more materials to their equipment. Final Fantasy VII Remake will cost you £49.99 at retail that comes with 2 discs, one for installing and one for playing, while at digital it will cost you £59.99 that both require 100GB of storage that comes with 54 trophies with a platinum as well. And those who pre-order the game will have early unlock to the Chocobo Chick materia in the game. But if you want more content, then you can pick up the deluxe edition at retail or digitally for £79.99 that comes with an art book, a mini soundtrack CD, a Sephiroth steel bookcase for the retail version, and materia to summon Cacula in the game. Well, that's some of the features I can talk about right now, but if there are some that I have missed, let me know in the comments, and I hope this will give you an idea what you'll be getting for your money. Check back with me later and I'll tell you what I think of Final Fantasy VII Remake and all the other games I've been playing in a completed menu, and if you like what you see, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Plus, stay in touch with my Twitter page, link in description down below. But until then, I'm Zacharoni. Enjoy your pizza, remember to wash your hands, and I'll see you next time.